I'm thinking about what drives us. What drives my actions? Why do I do what I do? What is it that propels my behavior deep down? What's going on that I make the choices that I do? And kind of this question of, are they even choices? Something that popped into my world from Nazar Amira, who whose sharings I've been really digging lately, is this idea that we may just be doing what feels most easeful in every moment. That when we really break down our choices, um, it sometimes seems that we're just doing whatever we imagine to be the most easeful thing in every moment. And I've been kind of sitting with this idea and playing with it the last few days, and feeling more and more like that feels pretty true for me. Um, and sometimes we think we're pushing edges and we're trying something new and we're doing something different, and that's often because in some way it feels more easeful to make a change. Most of the time in life, it seems that change is seems less easeful. It seems like, oh God, change means like all kinds of new energies, new experiences, new things to figure out. It feels like it sounds like a lot of efforting, and it seems like not very useful at all. But if things get to a point where we're tired of the same old thing, and I think life sometimes sets us up, gives us catalysts so that the same old thing actually feels less useful, and it's more useful to make a change, to do something different. Um, so yeah, that throws the whole choice thing into question, because what if we're not really making choices? What if we're just doing the most easeful thing in every moment, and it's more like automatic pilot than actually. You could say it's perspective. It's like whatever perspective we hold in that moment, whatever understandings we come with, that influences what we imagine to be most useful. But it's still sort of an automatic, like, this seems easier. Doing this seems easier than not doing this, or not doing this seems easier than doing it. So, just some thoughts I've been having that I thought I'd share on this beautiful day. Just feeling the sun, sitting out here. It's funny because, so I can use this as an example. Today my mind's been like kind of like racing with all the different things I can do. I have so much freedom in my life, so much space to do whatever I want in every moment, that it's like, there's this talk from Matt Kahn called The Apathy of Options, where he talks about like the more choices we have, the more like we can actually feel overwhelmed. We can actually feel like life is not very easeful. So there's a sense of just picking something becomes easeful. Like, I don't want to sit in the indecision of all these choices. That does not feel easeful. So what feels easeful is just doing something. So I can see how my mind keeps like, listen to music and dance, get some food. And in this moment, it's like, make a video. Because sitting with all the possibilities and all the choices is just it's too uncomfortable. So, but I think there also comes a point, because I meditate a lot, which is kind of a choice not to follow that voice. So in some ways, it's like meditation becomes the most easeful option for me, because perhaps because I imagine it to be a way that I'll shift out of this uncomfortable existence of, what do I do in this moment? This uncomfortable energy of like options, too many options, too many choices. Because I think on some level, we don't want there to be choices. For me, it often comes out as like, I want spirit to embody me and take over, and just let whatever is alive in me flow in the moment, because I don't want to have to think about what to do. The most easeful option for me seems to be to have something else almost choosing for me, just by becoming the vessel. So I don't know, maybe that's where a lot of us are led through our life experiences of the struggle, of life and the struggle of making all these choices and having all these options and having all these um, different possibilities that often end with disillusionment to a point where we're like, fuck, I give up. I give up. I don't even want to make choices. I surrender. And then we start to feel something start to almost like act through us. There's this sense of, am I even making choices? Am I just doing what's most easeful? And then is there something that's starting to make choices for me as I surrender even to that? As I say, my mind's saying this would be easeful, this would be easeful, this would be easeful. But now I'm wondering if the most easeful thing to do is just to sit and do none of that, so that I break free from the prison of choice. So I liberate myself from the mind's confusion of what would be best in each moment. What is freedom? Maybe it's simply freedom from preference, freedom from just anything other than what organically wants to flow through us in each moment. Thank you for listening.